This question is asking, the parents of Newton High School choir members are making robes for the choir. Each robe requires 2 5/8 yards of material at a cost of $8 per yard. Find the total cost of 24 choir robes. So when we're looking at this problem, we want to know how much material do we need in order to make 24 robes. Now how we're going to do that, it requires 2 5/8 yards of material to make one robe. So 2 5/8 yards is going to be multiplied by 24 because there are 24 robes. When I'm doing this problem, what I want to do is I want to make this proper fraction into an improper fraction. So it's going to be 2 times 8, which is 16, plus 5, which is going to give us 21 over 8. So any whole number is always going to be over 1. And we're going to treat this like we're multiplying fractions because it's going to make it easier. Now remember, when we're multiplying fractions, the denominator opposite to the numerator can simplify further. And this only happens when you're multiplying fractions. So 8 can go into 24 and 8 can go into 8. 8 can go into 24 3 times, and 8 can go into 8 1 time. So 3 times 21 is going to give us 63, and 1 times 1 is going to give us 1. 63 over 1 is just going to be 63. Now, the number 63 represents how many yards we need in order to make 24 robes. So now that we know that we need 63 yards in order to make 24 robes, we need to find how much it costs to make all of those robes. Now it says here that the material costs at least $8 per yard, and we need 63 yards. So we're going to multiply 63 times 8 to find out how much we need to pay in order to make the robes. So 63 times 8 is going to give us 3 times 8, which is 24. Carry the 2. 8 times 6, which is going to give us 48, plus 2 is going to give us 50. So, what is the total cost of 24 choir robes? It's going to cost us $504 to make those robes. And this is going to be my final answer. This question is asking, Fred Thompson worked 2 2/3 hours of overtime on Monday, 1 1/4 hours on Wednesday, 1 1/3 hours on Friday, and 6 3/4 hours on Saturday. Part A is find the total number of hours worked that week, and Part B is overtime pay is $22 per hour. How much did Fred earn? So looking at Part A, find the total number of hours worked that week. We're just going to add this number, this number, and this number, and this number all together to find out how much he worked. So before I start this problem, I've arranged it linear, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift it around a little bit because this fraction has a common denominator with this fraction, and this fraction has a common denominator with this fraction. So I'm going to put this one and this one next to each other, and this one and this one next to each other. So now that we have rearranged them, we're just going to look at 2 and 2 over 3 and 1 and 1 over 3 first. Now what I want to do is I want to separate the fractions and the whole numbers. So I'm going to add up the fractions together. So we have 2 over 3 plus 1 over 3. So 2 over 3 plus 1 over 3 is going to give us 3 over 3. And then we have a whole number of 2 and a whole number of 1, which is going to give us 3. So we have 3 and 3 over 3. 3 over 3 equals to 1. So this is going to be 3 plus 1, which is going to equal to 4. So now that we figured out that 2 and 2 over 3 plus 1 over 3 equals to 4, let's move on to 1 over 4 plus 6 3 over 4. So just like what we did in the last part, we're going to add the fractions together and we're going to add the whole numbers together. So 1 over 4 and 3 over 4 added together is going to give me 4 over 4. And then the whole number of 1 and 6 is going to give me 7. So 4 over 4 can be simplified to be 1. So it's going to be 7 plus 1, which is going to give me 8. So now we've combined these two numbers together to give me a whole number of 4, and these two numbers together to give me a whole number of 8. So it's just going to be 4 plus 8, which is going to equal to 12. And 12 is the total number of hours worked that week. So now we're going to work on the second part. Overtime pay is $22 per hour. How much did Fred earn? Well, we know that he's worked a total of 12 hours and he gets paid $22 per hour. So we're going to multiply 12 times 22 to give us the total amount that he earned. 22 times 12 is going to give us 2 times 2, which is 4, 2 times 2, which is 4, 1 times 2, which is 2, 1 times 2, which is 2. Add those together. 4 plus nothing is 4, 4 plus 2 is 6, and 2 plus nothing is 2. So in total, Fred has worked 12 hours at $22 per hour to earn a total of $264 in overtime. And this is going to be my final answer.